If you study alone long enough, you start doing weird shit. Like you'll catch yourself having full debates with the wall, or you'll laugh at your own jokes and then realize no one else heard it, or you'll forget what your own voice sounds like because you haven't spoken to a human in 6 hours. There are 5 stages to this madness, and if you've ever studied alone for an exam, you've hit all of them. Here's the thing about studying alone. It starts normal. You sit down, open your laptop, and think, okay, let's get this done. But then something happens. The longer you're alone, the weirder you get, and it happens in stages. Like a slow descent into madness, except at the end, you somehow pass the exam. Stage 1, the delusion. You sit down and you're hyped. You've got your coffee, your notes are organized, and you genuinely believe you're about to have the most productive study session of your life. You think, this is it. No distractions, no friends, just me and my A+. This lasts exactly 15 minutes before you realize you've been staring at the same sentence for 10 minutes and retain nothing. Stage 2, the spiral. Now you're panicking because you just wasted 15 minutes and suddenly you're convinced you're going to fail. So you start doing that thing where you check how many pages you have left, then you calculate how much time you have, then you realize it's mathematically impossible to finish, and now you're having an existential crisis. You start Googling things like, can you pass an exam without studying? And what happens if you fail college? This is the stage where you're most likely to give up and watch Netflix. But if you push through, you hit stage 3. And stage 3 is when things get interesting, because this is where you stop being a normal person. Stage 3, the lockdown. You've been alone for so long that you've entered a different dimension. You're no longer distracted. You're no longer panicking. You're just in the zone. Your phone could explode and you wouldn't notice. Someone could walk into your room and you'd look at them like they're an alien. You're typing so fast your keyboard is crying. You're explaining concepts to yourself out loud like you're giving a TED talk to an empty room. This is the stage people brag about. I studied for 8 hours straight. Yeah, because you forgot you were human. Stage 4, the unraveling. You've been in your room so long you've forgotten what day it is. You're talking to yourself, but not in a normal way. You're having full conversation. Okay, so if mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, then wait, am I hungry? No, focus. Okay, so did I lock the door? I think I locked the door. You start laughing at things that aren't funny. You start getting emotional over practice problems. Look in the mirror and don't recognize yourself. And then, after hours of this, you finally reach stage 5. Stage 5 is either enlightenment or a complete mental breakdown. Sometimes both. Stage 5, the acceptance. At this point, you've transcended. You're no longer studying to pass. You're studying because it's all you know. You've been alone so long that you've convinced yourself this is normal. You don't need friends. You don't need sunlight. You don't even need food. You just need to finish this one last chapter. You're either about to ace this exam or have a complete meltdown. Maybe both at the same time. And when you finally leave your room, you realize you've been in there for 12 hours, you haven't eaten, and you're not even sure what you studied. But somehow you feel ready. Look, studying alone works. It's how you get stuff done when no one else can help you. But if you've been in your room for more than 6 hours and you're starting to feel like a different species, maybe take a break. Go outside. Talk to a human. Remember what the sun looks like. Because yeah, isolation helps you focus, but it also makes you weird. So if you're watching this right now from your room at 3 a.m., halfway through stage 4, just know you're not alone. Ironically, we've all been there. We've all had mental breakdowns over flashcards. We've all talked to ourselves like we're our own study group. Anyway, drop a sub if you've ever had a full argument with your textbook and lost, and maybe go get some water. Seriously.